and I fell across a couple of them that were basically one was what an apprenticed machinist should have in their personal toolbox was the list, and that was deadly. That was so deadly because it basically just gave me a shopping list.
And how far into your shopping list are you?
I am reasonably into my shopping list, but then I discover brands like Noga. I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah.
They make the mag base holders and the dial gauge holders that
Yeah.
are really nice. That you twist it a quarter turn and you can move it all around. And you twist it and it locks it. They also make
Oh,
like the best deburring tool on the planet.
Okay.
Um, so I have this growing Amazon basket cart that is kind of terrifying at this point.
and your fiance says,
She doesn't know about it. Shush, shush.
"Oh, she doesn't know about your
My
outside."
discretionary spending, we'll
Uh,
call it.
so on Amazon, in the in the Amazon.
Yeah.
uh,
She doesn't know about discretionary spending. Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
heard that? You're in trouble.
See, you need to establish an allowance.
Or a budget. That's all.
Yeah.
It's all right. I made the mistake of going to the Grizzly page.
Yeah, no, it's as bad as that, yeah.
The thing is, I just got my bonus.
Yeah. We're getting married. That got spent in like January.
Oh, I mean, no, my bonus just arrived, so it's like, and I could afford one. Although my bonus is really more along the lines of, I want to build a shed.
Yeah. But yeah, I find myself looking now at things like V blocks.
Yeah, B block means something completely different to me.
Engine.
What's that?
Engines.
No,
What?
no, a cloud and a rack.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, but I keep finding
It's
myself looking
here.
like a Fowler hardened steel all angle V block and clamp.
Yeah,
You know, $72 for a little hunk of iron, cast iron that's
precision,
a couple inches.
precision machine. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like this is. So I guess we're going to be in quarantine forever, huh? Because this picks our extra wild and we realize what they're all gawking at is the emergency military hospital boat.
yeah.
Everybody came out to watch the Comfort arrive in New York. It's like
I watched it this morning.
you guys are all dumb.
What are you
They
talking
watched
about?
it from their windows.
No, they didn't watch it from their windows. They walked out. They all got gathered on the pier. Why are you the first patient?
Yeah, yeah. Do you realize that New York City went from uh, let's see, the 19th to the 30th? So that's what, 10 days?
Yeah,
They went from 19 dead to 914.
yeah. What's even funny? What not funnier? What's even worse? It's like, oh look, our new morgue arrived,
Yeah,
and people are like, what? That's all right. Governor Northam just did a lockdown until June, I think. Although I need to actually check the news because I finished around 6 o'clock and I had
yeah.
a headache. and I've been asleep the last 4 hours. So,
Well, DeWine extended ours today till I believe May 1st.
yeah, he's also he just got fed up with people. We're done. We're not going to play this game anymore. Everybody's like, now this is official. Stay home order. Go.
Well, and there's now discussion about like whether they should even keep schools open, like whether they should just call it a year for schools.
No, I think what this is an opportunity to do is to reevaluate our education system and our cycles, because we're still tied into the pre-industrial scheduling.
Yeah.
So, the year-round schooling is there's many districts who have been doing the year-round schooling.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where, you know what, let's do it. Let's just go ahead and put everybody on it, or let's just put everybody on this rotating coursework. CBT, virtual engagement, and then in the meantime, we can prepare the schools for a more effective education.
How do you go about setting up a print on a Jubilee?
Oh my.
That's a basic question I never thought to ask until just now.
Oh my. FBI and the Justice Department is investigating Senator Burr.
What for?
His stock sell-off.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
Well, how about this? Every single senator who was present in that briefing had immediate sell-off of the hospitalities-related stock and purchases of virtual or medical. So, yeah. The whole while telling us that, no, there's nothing to worry about. It's all fine.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
What?
Wait, smoke things? What?
So, a thing I just picked up from Beta News via Slashdot. This weekend, Microsoft has given insight into the impact of coronavirus has had on its services. The company says that there has been a huge increase in Teams usage, and there's now over 44 million daily users. In a region where there are isolation and home sheltering orders in place, Microsoft says that there has been a 775% increase in its cloud services.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep.
And Valve is now slowing down some Steam auto updates so that they don't eat up all the bandwidth on the internet.
Oh, they're not going to eat up all the bandwidth on the internet. If anything, let's hope that I've got Cox Communications, which most of the time sucks. Um, but I'm getting 180 megabits to 210 downloads on a regular basis. And I don't have their Gigablast service or anything like that. I just have their...
Yeah. I love the fact that they're acting like so hydroxychloroquine,
don't
which is used in RA, and
Oh.
they're saying it may offer some help, right? But it's used pretty commonly to treat rheumatoid arthritis. And I know because right, and it's also an anti-malarial. They're like the risks are well understood. Well, one of the slight risks that you have with it is blindness.
Yeah. Well, and death, of course.
Yeah. Well, there's always death, but death isn't the worst.
Well, death and cake.
What about tea and cake?
Cake or death?
Oh, I guess. Well, I'm all out of cake.
Death it is then.
Huh. Cannot get any filament to get into the Hemera.
Hemera usually takes a little longer to prime the first time than you might think.
Well, I can't get it to actually get into the
Check your wheel tension.
Yeah, I was just lowering it down. Not even 100% sure if I got this stepper going in the right direction or not.
Well, okay, that's a really good question.
But extruding or retracting, I can't seem to. Oh.
Can you insert the filament into the extruder wheels? Do you feel it catching?
Can't feel it catching at all. Like
yeah, one of the things I've found about the Hemera is that it's really hard to get a good grip on that tension, or not the tension, but the the lever. Meow. Let me get you some more food, dude. Give me a sec. Is your and your heaters at temp, right? Or your nozzles at temp?
Yeah. Set it to 195 for PLA.
Should be fine. Mister, come on, buddy. Here. Levi? Dude, seriously, you have food in your bowl. Stop it. Don't be a jerk. Here.
Yeah, the mouse is too far away.
Is the extruder even rotating?
Oh yes, that I can see for sure.
So I dropped 10 face shields off the local hospital today.
Cool.
They kind of looked at me like, okay. It's like, do you need these or not? Because if not, I can find them someplace else. She said, no, we definitely could use these. So I said, all right, well, take a look at them and let me know what you think. So I can, and if I need to make adjustments or whatnot.
Yeah. So
And
check out the.
And I managed to find 7 yards of buttonhole elastic.
Yeah. Check out what I just posted in the live stream chat.
Okay, one sec. There you go. Yes, fresh food. Fresh food for you. I have toast. You can't have it. I have a very insistent on whatever I have.
Can you give me the cliff notes of what that is? Obviously, other than a CNC.
It's Tormach has now a small desktop CNC for like shop use for like high schools and stuff. It'll cut wood, plastic, and some aluminum. They refer to it as a router rather than a mill, but in pretty much every way, it is a little mill.
Oh,
But it runs their desktop software. It runs all of the things.
and it's probably super expensive.
It's $2,900.
Wait, 2,900? Not 29.
2,900 comes with a 10.4-inch Path Pilot touchscreen, mouse, jog shuttle, Wi-Fi module, electronic tool setter, 16-piece carbide tool set, ER11 collets.
But it's tiny.
But it's tiny. They basically designed it for high schools.
Still, shop now because it's $500 off.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that the other night, and yeah, I'm like, that's very tempting.
Go for it.
I think that might go beyond my discretionary fund. She yelled, uh-huh.
Use it to make things for her. That's why you're getting.
Hey, I did design her a really pretty ring. That was pretty funny though. The when I designed the ring that I used for the proposal, and honestly, it didn't cost me much more than just buying a ring. like that was the thing that was crazy. I was expecting it was going to be more. Um, but no, it pretty much uh, barely cost more money when you consider the whole picture, right? Um, but what was funny was is the jeweler who the jewelry designer that I was working with, he would only send me screenshots, and when I told him that I had CAD software available and that I could take step files, he was suddenly very like, no.
Of course not.
He was like,
Bec-
I'll send you screenshots. I was like, okay then. But there are evidently, and I didn't realize this, there are CAD software just for ring design.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can get there's plugin for Rhino that does a beautiful job.
Well, what they do is, and I didn't realize it till I started looking at his screen that he was sending me, they will tell you what the different materials that you're using for the different part of the rings are, and
Mm-hmm.
then it'll keep track of you have this many diamonds of this size and this much gold in this area and this much silver in this area and da 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 da. And
Yep.
at the end of the day, it basically spits out the total gold weight and the total, like, breaks down all the precious metals and then gives you summaries of what the carat weights are for all of the little, diamond chips, etc.
Yep.
And so that part was pretty cool. It's very, very, very specialized.
Oh yeah. Ooh, why don't you get yourself one of the 24 Rs?
Yeah, yeah,
Ready to run. Only $13,000. It is
yeah,
more.
I know. But if you're gonna go that, look at the PC CNC 440. Starts at 6,800, goes up to 13,000.
Mm,
Should make this a macro.
Why
well,
you could do the 7,700
mm,
because that starts at 7,900 and goes up to 23,000. But if you're really gonna do it, why wouldn't you just go straight for the 770MX? It starts at $17,995.
this is a slippery slope. You know that, right?
Oh, I know. I know this is a slippery slope. I mean, because obviously we want the tool changer, we want mist cooling.
Need this.
So, what is the trick to get filament into the freaking Chimera? I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
PLA?
Yeah, I can't even get it to get. It's like I'm not even getting down to the teeth.
All right. Pull out your Bowden tube.
All right.
All right. So go ahead and remove the Bowden tube.
You remember there's lag, so I did.
Yeah, fine. All right. Okay. Now go ahead and do you have a small piece of Bowden tube, not a long one?
Probably.
It came with the Chimera. There's like one that's about 3 or 4 inches long.
Oh, I don't know where the one from yesterday went, or whenever that was. Ah, here it is.
All right. Check the tension knob on the Chimera.
I think I've got the inset pretty much as far in as it'll go.
No, back it out. Back it out until it's flush with the outside.
Really? Doesn't that put more tension on it? I had it out before.
Yeah, back it out to where it's flush. That's your starting point.
Yeah, I was here earlier, but all right, I'm flush.
All right.
Now what?
Go ahead and cut the end of your filament square.
Really? I just try. Okay. I thought putting a little lead in would be better because I had it square to begin with.
6 and 1/2 dozen the other. You're not trying to get it through anything at the moment.
Okay.
Now go ahead and put the short Bowden on there for the time being.
Should have told me that before I lost it again.
Didn't you just have it?
You underestimate how quickly I can lose things. I set it down so I could grab the pliers, or the snips, and apparently instantaneously lost it. Hold on.
Do not underestimate my ability to lose things.
You've listened to me for the last, 2 months, put the machine together and go, where did I just put that tool?
You mean the one in your hand? Done that before.
Seriously, what the heck just happened to it? You know what?
I mean, you don't have Bowden, but it helps.
I've got another Firmware.
So we went from Virginia just crossed a little over 1,000 cases. Confirmed.
Let's not talk about how many cases there are in our state.
Well, the thing is, you can't even count the confirmed cases because, if you don't test, you don't know, right?
Well, one of my friends is pretty sure he has it, but it's too mild for them to test.
Yeah, that's not how you treated a pandemic. Oh, you have symptoms? Yeah, we're testing you now because we have to find out who you came in contact with.
I'm glad I had, because I knew he goes to the goes to the gym all the time, so I stayed, he's one of my best friends, but I'm like, you know what, you just stay over there. And he has, huh?
You get somebody who may have a, like that, you've got to do contact tracing. I mean, look, anyway, let's just work on it. So you got it in there. All right, so let's, it's 11 o'clock already.
Yeah.
So now go ahead and see if you can manually feed in some filament. Make sure your temperatures are up because I don't know about you, but my firmware keeps timing out on me and shutting down the heater if I don't do anything with it.
Hold on. I'm going to grab a separate piece of filament that's just one that I can have in my hand. Okay, yeah, my heater's still on. All right, now what? Stick it in?
Well, kind of manually feed it in.
All right.
All right. And go ahead and start extruding as you're feeding it in until you feel it catch and try to pull out of your.
So that's what I was expecting to have happen, but I never once felt it grab.
What's your feed rate?
I had it at 5.
5 millimeters or?
I'm assuming that's what that is. I can go to 1.
Well, no. What you can do is you could also just do a G1 E. What is it? E0, E1. I don't know which extruder this counts as in RepRap. But C10 or 15 or 20, you want to get an extrusion rate going that an extrusion length going long enough that you're going to feel it catch.
Well, now it's not doing anything. It's like it's not accepting extruder commands. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just spinning.
What's the console look like?
Doesn't really say anything.
What's the red one say? I can't read it.
Oh, that was before while everything was starting up. It said some operations canceled. It said macro unlock canceled for some reason or another. And then connection established because I'd reset the...
Okay. And the tool is on...
Yeah.
Do you know which extruder this is called? What the extruder number is? Is it T0? Is it E0?
Tool 0.
Okay, so you might get you can force an extruder command, but I don't know what the G-code is that it's using for the extruder.
Coincidentally, I don't either.
Well, you can do it in the console. So you can do a G1 E0 try E0 100 F300.
E0 100?
E0 space 100.
Okay. And then what?
No, hey, Steve, am I doing this right?
Hold on. Sorry, I'm typing in another window and my brain can't process two things at one time.
G1...
Yeah, an extruder, not the position, Doug on it. I need to... How's the multi-tool work on extruders? You may not have to add the E0. It just may be.
What should the speed be?
Try F300. I mean, you use F100. You'll use when you're doing your E-step calibration. But right now, we just need to get some plastic out of there.
Yeah, I don't know why, but nothing. It's like it's doing the whole thing where it decides to lock up the interface again.
That's weird. I don't know this interface well enough. I mean, I know that. Did you just restart?
Yeah.
think you'll probably have to activate your tool again and reset, have the heater on.
Large, it won't let me do anything with that.
Probably have to home first, I guess. Oh, you can't home. You don't want to home Z at least.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna home anything at the moment. Hmm.
Oh, this time lag is kind of weird. I mean, you got some good-looking Cartesian movement there.
True.
And your 3-point bed trimming.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have homed Z. I just did it as I just hit home all.
Well, you're taking the tool off, so that's good.
Yeah, I did that first. Huh. It didn't run the tool pickup macro. That's odd.
Okay.
Ah, bloody hell.
What's wrong?
Whenever you see a little spinning blue circle, it basically means we're boned. And I gotta reset it. Because whenever that happens, it means I don't know, I maybe tried to give it too many commands at once and it's just gonna sit there and it never times out.
That's weird. Well, this is interesting.
What is?
Oh, I got a letter from bank to this address, but to a different person. So.
Hold on. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys.
Sure.
No. Okay. Wow. I can't believe this Surface is actually opening these Fusion 360 files.
Cool.
I bought bought the lowest processor of the generation.
Well, that's good.
I didn't, yeah, like I said, I just randomly opened one on, or bid on one on a whim, not expecting to get it. And happens to be the M3 processor,
Oh, nice.
which is I think the better for the battery, but worse for everything else.
Yeah.
However, it's still opening files and doing things, and I thought I had read that it was kind of a useless processor for anything more than internet browsing and word processing, but
Nope.
okay. So, can we try to extrude again? Hey, I hear the extruder moving.
Okay. Do you not have the tool picked up?
I don't need to have it picked up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe. This is probably like a relative move or something, isn't it? Or I mean, an absolute move.
Maybe.
Meaning I have to... Alright. What the hell?
Is it moving?
Yeah, it's going in. It's extruding plastic.
Oh, that's good.
It is almost good.
I heard a grinding.
Yeah, probably... Oops.
What's your temperature?
Temperature should be 195, I believe. Or at least that's what it thinks it is. I don't know if the heat gun will work on such a small target. Well, I can't get any kind of real reading with the heat gun on this heat block. Jumping all the way, all over the place.
It's shiny. That's part of the problem.
Well, I have the rubber thing on there. Let me try pulling the rubber thing off and see.
Oh, no, no need. No need. You're probably fine. Don't burn yourself. Because the heat block is even shinier than the nozzle.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I had a 150 reading, but then as I move it around, I drop back down to like 50. It's all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
but all right. So is there something wrong? Because that went right in.
Okay.
And I'm really perplexed at why that went right in and it didn't go right in before.
Well, I mean, that was that. Now you have filament in there, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I pulled it back out again because I didn't want it to sit there baking.
Okay.
And I need to reverse the... I should have just reversed it because I've reversed every other single stepper motor in the entire machine. So apparently me and Duet do not agree on which way's forward.
Did you do an E100 or E minus 100?
I did an E50 and then I did an E0. And it loaded in when I did an E0, which should be retracting.
That's weird, but okay.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, I went forward 50, then I went backwards 50.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So your stepper's running backwards.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Third geared.
But I tried to load and retract and advance before, so.
Okay.
How do I reverse this?
Usually change the
Here we
F0
go.
to S1.
Yeah. I just had to figure out, I should have said where instead of how.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's my bad for misspeaking. All right. Let's try this one more time. Right. Still don't understand why it's not going and picking the tool. All of a sudden, it just doesn't want to go pick the tool anymore. Oh, maybe it's because I didn't home Z.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the Doom Animal Crossing crossovers?
There's a Doom Animal Crossing crossover.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, they've been doing little memes, so and some animated stuff. Still not picking up the tool?
No, it'll pick up the tool. I hadn't homed it, and then because I tried to run the pickup, it actually memorized that it flipped whatever bit saying that it had picked up the tool, even though it never picked up the tool.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So this is where we need. I guess we need to go ahead and implement the switch in the tool. Do you have your offset set?
I have a Z offset in there, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let me mark this Bowden tube with where it's at, if I can get Sharpie that far in there. I'm going to try to stick my Bowden tube in there. Okay, this Sharpie apparently sucks. Oh, it marks my finger just fine.
Well, yeah, use if you're going to do, you still need to do your E-step calibration. 409 is a good starting point, but mine was not exactly 409.
E-steps calibration.
Yeah,
Shouldn't that be known based on the mechanics?
Sort of.
What are you calibrating with the E-step calibration?
So you're making small adjustments to the amount of filament that's coming out.
Well, what's the point of that? If you change your filament type, it's going to be different, isn't it? Like, if you have a different filament that has a slightly different diameter, then you're going to extrude a slightly different amount of filament. I always...
E-steps is the length of filament, and then flow rate adjusts the actual. It's two different settings.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. I'll worry about that when I can actually get it to extrude.
Oh, well, all right.
Give me a minute. Hopefully, I'll be able to extrude here shortly. I thought I had the temperature warming up, but apparently I did not.
Wow, here's a new article. Amazon announces unlimited time off and increased health benefits for all warehouse robots. The Onion needs to stick with parity and not prophecy.
Parity and not what?
Parity and not prophecy. Oh, that's funny. Somebody has been somebody taped a pen to their i3. Literally taped the pen to the extruder head, and is doing.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason. So I put in the other Bowden tube. I made sure it was feeding down as far as the small one. try to run the filament into it just like I did before, and it will not go to save my life again.
Okay, well, check your Bowden tube, cut the end off, and make sure that the inside is clear.
Well, I can pull the Bowden tube out, run the filament all the way through it without a problem. It goes right out the end. And the end is square. It's not crushed or anything like that. So I don't know. Unless there's some magical property with this this one. So let's try putting in the small one again and running this filament in there. Huh. Well, apparently I was mistaken.
Oh?
Yeah. I reversed the stepper, and apparently that was bad.
Got it. So,
That's confusing. So I need to re-reverse the stepper. But before I do that, how about I drop the tool off?
okay.
There we go. What the hell? Very weird. So I went backwards in Y, and all of a sudden, maybe the Z was already, I don't know. The Z was moving, and I wasn't expecting it to. That was what the hell was about. I just realized the Z-axis hasn't been making that horrible sound anymore.
Oh, that's good.
I guess the lithium grease has finally worked its way into the nooks and crannies.
Oh, that's good.
Although this printer does seem a fair bit louder than my other printer. Not that my other printer is perfectly silent, but nor does it really bother me that much. Just an observation. See, right there it should have ran the tool pickup macro. See, I think it's not going to respond to me again.
Weird.
Yeah, see, I just changed the temperature, and it has a little blue line scrolling through, which basically means we're not responding again. The Duet 3 definitely has its quirks. Yeah, it's like if I issue a console command too shortly after it's just finished doing something else, that it has an issue or something. You know what I think partially what's going on?
What's that?
I don't know why this would make any sense at all, but the difference between what I did this time and what I did last time is I gave it a temperature before it picked it up.
Okay.
This time I didn't.
Oh, there's a wait once you give it a temperature. It waits until it reaches that temperature.
Why?
That's a nature of the instruction.
But it'll go pick it if it's cold, but it won't pick it if you give it a temperature?
Well, it'll pick it if you give it the temperature and then wait until it reaches it and stabilizes, then give the order, it probably will work.
Yeah, it's just funny that I can pick it up when it's cold. So yeah, you're probably right. If it's in the process of heating, then it won't pick anything. It's just kind of funny.
3D Pinball Space Cadet.
What the heck? Alright, something's really weird. So, I just reversed the stepper for the extruder, right? Except it's still going backwards. How does that work? So it's something is definitely weird. Not expecting it to be this difficult to get this plastic to extrude. I am really confused right now.
Yeah, I can't actually see see the configuration file.
Here, I can switch it so you can. But no, what I'm. Oh, come on, behave. There. But I just swapped S1, or I had it at S1, and it was backwards. So I put it back to S0, and it's still backwards. Like, how is it not changing direction?
And you've reset it. So there's the expansion 0, P6, P6 is the drive for the extruder 0, P7, P8, P9. What is it, Decker?
I would have thought that maybe the stepper driver was wrong, but how could it be wrong?
No, it's because it's built in.
Huh?
It's built in.
What's built in?
The stepper is built in. Sorry.
No, I meant like it might have been assigned wrong, but if it were, then how could I be extruding plastic at all or moving it at all? So it can't be assigned to the wrong stepper motor or something.
Be right back. I just need to run into the other room for a second.
Mm-hmm.
question is the commands that are being issued, what are they doing, right? What is the duet doing? Heater 0 appears to be overpowered. I don't understand that.
Saying that it can heat up to a really hot temperature.
Well, I think it may also have to do with the fact that it's already hot when it gets turned on.
No, it always says that no matter what.
Oh, really?
It looks at the configuration of it and says your parameters make it so that your heater could theoretically reach X temperature, and X temperature is too high. So
do you have an upper limit set?
there must be in the configuration an upper limit, and it compares it to it and says that if your heater failed on, that it would reach a significant temperature.
Okay.
Essentially, it's just a warning saying that you have lots of power. You were warned.
Well, that was useful. I just poured a bowl of sugar puffs all over the floor. Because, I can't actually hold anything at the moment.
Alright, no matter what I do, and I've just tested this again, doesn't matter if I reverse the S or not for the extruder, it always goes the wrong direction.
Huh.
It's like I can't reverse the stepper motor for the extruder.
Weird.
Well, I guess there's one way to fix it.
What's that? Check the wiring?
Yeah, just wire it so we'll swap one of the phases, essentially. Like you would an AC motor.
Yeah, that's really weird.
I don't know, it seems to be some sort of bug that essentially does not allow you to swap the direction of the extruder. Unless I'm missing something fundamental here.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh is offline at the moment. Because they started school again today.
Dang. How are you?
Hmm?
Is it Denal?
Yeah, he's not online either. Oh, maybe he is. Hold on. Nope. So
Well,
you can't extrude, retract, extrude. That's kind of...
huh?
You know what? Do this. No, that's going to be hard. Because your wiring is really short at the tool.
It's not going to take me long to swap a couple wires around. I just
Okay.
want to wait for the temperature to drop before I pull the power.
You're going to do it at the tool and not at the tool, or not at the duet?
No, I don't want to do it at the duet. It's all wired right down there.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do some wacky wiring, I'd rather do it up at the...
Okay.
this might have something... What might have something to do with it is the color code might be different on the Chimeras. I didn't bother looking it up. I'm just like, hey, look, the color code matches. It must be the same as I'm used to. Oh. I always hate waiting for the tools to cool down.
Mm-hmm.
So did you see the picture I sent you earlier about where I was thinking about running the CPAP to? Or that
All
CPAP
right.
host?
Hold on. The picture directly?
It was, yeah, something I sent directly to you. So,
That's the CPAP hose. Okay. Now, all right. So you drop that on top of the carriage.
yeah, so I'm thinking like right above the rail. So what I would like to do is extend the both sides of the carriage higher, and then
Okay.
actually have a piece of plastic where they can bolt together, because I just really don't like how thin the plastic is up there, and I kind of wanted to bridge that gap between the two anyway.
All right.
Call me fussy, but I just don't like it. I guess it really shouldn't be experiencing forces in that direction, but I'm just worried about over time. Like, actually, you know what? I'm moving the wire here back and forth a little bit for the tool lock, and I'm watching the top of the carriage flex. So it's a really thin piece of plastic right there. We're talking like maybe 3 millimeters. So if we extended the lock plate up and the both sides up, and had a print, or maybe just make it so the one print extends all the way across the top, and then you could bolt the two sides together, and that would make it far more rigid. And then
how would you put in the so how would you put
in the pegs?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be too terribly hard. So what I'm thinking is we do a clearance hole so that you could do, like, say, 2 pegs or something like that. You like push it down or drop one in, and then it might be a little bit annoying, but you could use another peg to push the first peg down and then just pull it out, as long as the hole was wide enough so that it didn't grip the peg.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then you can get the pegs all the way down to where they need to be. So that's the way I would do that part of it. And then what I'm thinking is we make it wider on the top, and that's where the air can travel down.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how I would do it, but like where the fan is right now, we could make that a chamber, and then and those two would like meet up and form a seal there of some sort. It'd have to be a really light seal because we don't want to mess with the tool locking mechanism too much. But it's not like we need to hold back a lot of pressure. We just need to make it relatively airtight.
No, I meant from you're right, from the standpoint of putting something together up there.
Yeah. I don't have anything designed, obviously. Is 80 degrees too hot to turn this thing off, you think?
No, probably not. We're about 70 degrees right now, right?
According to the heater, it's at 77 right now. You know what? I should take the sock off. This should help it cool down.
Are you just helping yourself? You're really just helping yourself, aren't you? Come on. All right, fine. There. For that. You don't want that, but you don't want that because that's not what I have. Okay. So people who say cats don't like you, or cats aren't like dogs, or things like that, have never really had a cat because it doesn't matter what I'm eating. If he's got his own food, he wants whatever I've got, which strikes me as very dog-like.
It's a lot like my son too.
Yeah, well,
It doesn't matter what I'm eating. I can give him the exact same food I'm eating, but if I'm eating on a different plate, then it must be better than what he has.
exactly. Also, I caught them making a very long Discord post.
The cats?
Yes, came and sat on the keyboard. There was, 500 characters of just characters. It was ready to be sent too. I caught it before it got sent.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
So in the mid 1970s, Sweden sold North Korea 1,000 Volvos. North Korea has never paid for them, making this the largest car theft in human history.
Hey, Steve, you're back.
Apparently,
yeah, I've been quietly listening.
Oh, you've been working.
So what's the solution to my problem then?
Have you turned it off and then back on?
Yes.
So what's happening right now is doesn't matter what I do, I cannot seem to reverse in the software the stepper motor direction.
That's real weird.
Yeah, so no matter what I do, if I make it a 1 or a 0, it still extrudes backwards.
You know what I'd almost do there, Eric? Are you already changing your wiring?
Better say it fast. I haven't changed anything yet.
So go ahead and grab your other Humera, right?
That sounds annoying already.
Well, and just plug in the stepper, pop the heat sink off and plug in the stepper right to the board in the same spot, in the P5, I guess. And then heat up the tool that's already mounted, right? So you're popping the connection at the expansion board.
But why do I want to do that?
Because that way you can take the heat sink off of the other Humera, and then you can watch which direction the stepper turns.
Well, I can see which direction it turns. I can see one of the gears from the top.
Right. I was just trying to see if there was a way that if you were having problems getting it to turn, I was just wondering if might be a way to, kind of get an idea of what's going on with that.
Well, I mean, it can't be going the right direction if it's no matter what, retract still goes forward and I mean, it's just simply not switching directions.
Weird. It sounds like it's a config. It sounds like something in the firmware.
I can't fathom what it is though. But yeah, my thought's the same. Somewhere in the firmware, but I don't understand what's different, I guess. And if I want to actually do anything with this thing, I'm just going to have to reverse it the hard way. So. What are you laughing about?
Laughing about Jack Black.
Oh. I think I seen the video you're laughing at,
Yeah.
where he's dancing in without a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, just seen that earlier today. Yeah, I like Jack Black. I like his humor.
Yeah. He's funny.
There's only one thing that I do not like about my 3D printer currently.
Monkeys?
Close. They basically say that it's advertised as having a 220 build volume, but it's not true. It has a 220-inch or 220 millimeter plate. However, because of some design mistakes in the actual Core XY, it can't reach from edge to edge. It basically is a couple millimeters inside of that volume. So really what you end up with is a 200 by 200 millimeter build volume.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? I think the Jubilee is actually a little short with the current Firmware amount.
Probably. And the thing that drives me crazy on this one, though, is if you want to print something that would normally print on like a Prusa, like the Prusa masks or face shields right now, it goes right to the edge. And if I add any kind of skirt, Cura basically decides that it's too big for the bed volume and won't let me put it down.
Yeah.
So, and if I run it without doing that, then if the extruder doesn't have enough filament ready to extrude when it starts, the print fails because it either ends up, with an edge or, something not quite getting laid down correctly, and then it peels. It's, PETG, it'll booger and then lift an edge, and then the print, fails 15 minutes into it.
BuildTech makes an excellent mouse pad.
It does. Oh, this is a funny tweet. My gynecologist's office just sent an email saying they're now doing video visits. So I guess this is how I became a cam girl. Are you still processing that?
Sorry, I was looking at something else.
Saying they're now doing video visits. So I guess this is how I became a cam girl.
That's just awkward.
Yep. That's just wrong.
Okay, so when I pulled out the tube from the last one, it had a really nice taper on it.
Okay.
And that fed right into the Firmware. I think it has something to do with the length of the Bowden tube, makes it like... Alright, so I have officially extruded filament. With extrude and not retract.
Intentionally?
Yeah. Now, if I can put it on the bed, that would be magnificent.
Yeah.
Oh, so how do I go about doing that? I guess I need to look up and see what software or what slicer I need to download. I don't actually have any slicers on this computer right now. For my big box, I do all my slicing on a computer that sits next to it. Using S3D, but I guess S3D is the unpopular choice right now for Jubilee, from my understanding.
For what?
I said S3D is the unpopular choice for the Jubilee because it's a pay-for slicer.
Oh. My main thing with it anymore is that it doesn't have any significant features over other platforms at this point.
You mean broken promises?
It does have one significant feature. I paid for it already.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's. I have a friend who still uses it, but it's because he paid for it. And
I mean, even if it does that. All right. Well, this is nice. Somebody built a can rack for their pantry closet, for their pantry. Holds 42 cans and 6 columns.
yeah, there are a couple that are out there that are interesting. One of the companies that makes like freeze-dried food and stuff, they have an entire like shelf storage system that they used to sell that you can just fit an ungodly amount. It's pretty much like the when you go to the grocery store, you see the can systems.
Yep. I almost bought one from the grocery store that closed. They were selling beers, and if they didn't, they wanted $600 for it. And it's like, no. Oh, I find that amusing. Somebody posted a picture of the Daleks running down one of the bridges right outside of Parliament. Tough new measures introduced for those refusing to stay at home. And I've been disconnected.
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Next time we should just not say anything and let him think that he's been disconnected.
We should just type in chat that we can hear him.
Yeah.
I had assumed that there would be a slicer settings in the wiki.
Not yet.
Oh, booger. I have no idea how to get this thing to... Good. Oh, the hell with it. It's already after 12. I don't feel like building a slicer profile right now. Yeah, so I did accomplish one thing today. I swapped all the outlets in my printer room with ones with grounds.
Ooh.
They had the ground wire going to all the outlets, but they didn't actually, they still had the two-prong ones from, like, ancient history.
So there is a ground wire in there?
Yeah. Luckily.
And it goes all the way back to the box?
Well, I guess I don't know that for 100% sure, but it is a ground wire. I'm not sure where else it would be going. It is an electrical ground. I tested it.
Okay.
When I did have a safety inspector come in a while back, and he told me that most likely there is a ground going to all of the outlets. You just need to swap the outlets out. And I actually had the outlet sitting in my closet for a while, but
okay.
I figured that we probably really should have properly grounded outlets. So. Well, it may not have been as spectacular of a print as I had hoped, but I did print a nice about 15 millimeter piece of plastic that was vertical and not on a bed.
Okay.
So, first print, yay. Oh, I thought I told this to stop heating. Ugh, I don't feel like waiting for it to cool down. Oh yeah, I still need to rebuild the hot end on my other for my other printer. But I don't really need to rebuild it. I just need to put it back together now. I really wish I knew what this heat break was made out of.
Huh?
I just have a heat break that's sitting out next to my printer, and for the life of me, I don't remember if it's where I got the heat break from, and if it was a regular heat break or if it's never been used. Aha. Suppose I can end the live stream. I'm not actually going to do anything else tonight.
Okay.